The elephants are struggling with shrinking forest areas. That's why they often enter villages in the periphery. It's to bring to focus that issue of learning to cohabit with wild that an internationally renowned consortium of conservationists called the Coexistence Consortium have organized a month-long exhibition in Bengaluru with over 60 life-size elephant models made out of Lantana, an invasive weed that's eating up elephant habitat. Lantana weed is an important concern leading to further shrinking elephant ecosystem. Those pictures you're seeing on your screens are of those Lantana model elephants which have now become world famous. The point is, till we don't address the core issue of shrinking habitat and learn to coexist, this conflict will only get worse. Joining me now is Dr. Ravi Chellam, renowned wildlife biologist and conservationist who is part of that consortium. Dr. Ravi Chellam, whether it is Wayanad, whether it is any other part, the real issue is human-animal conflict and shrinking elephant habitat, not about state boundaries or where an elephant is coming from. This is something that we're going to see in several parts of the country as we go forward if this is left unchecked, correct?
India is actually an exception. The conflict hits the headlines, but the norm is coexistence. On a daily basis, tens of thousands of people are living with large, dangerous animals, carrying on their life. The wildlife knows how to deal with people, and the people know how to deal with wildlife. It's the odd incident. I mean, we say 3 deaths in whatever weeks. I'm not at all in any way diminishing the scale of that tragedy. But when you look at it national level scale, you should see bears, leopards, snow leopards, lions, tigers, elephants, rhinos. I could go on and on. The diversity of large mammal species, which with one step could end our lives, are passing by human settlements, by passing by human activity and not doing anything that is harmful. That nobody is reporting on. So it is unfortunate that the exception is becoming the mainstream news and not what the norm, which is coexistence. And this has been recognized internationally. 1.4 billion people, largely dependent on land and biomass. But look at the fantastic diversity of these large mammals that we still host. We are a conservation success. We are a coexistence success. Unfortunately, this is not sufficiently recognized within the country or by official policy.
Right, that's an important point that you make there. Very briefly, sir, this Lantana elephants and the exhibition that you're carrying out in Bengaluru, if you can tell us the key purpose of it and very briefly in the context of what we are seeing in Wayanad or perhaps other parts of the country.
The fundamental goal is to make sure that people recognize that we are part of nature. Nature is not something remote, hundreds of miles away from where you live. Nature is all around us. Nature is the foundation of our life. And we are using the Lantana to also bring home the fact that invasive species are a huge problem for functioning ecology, and it has its own downstream effects. Like you were mentioning,
right.
It is overriding elephant habitat, and that's part of the problem that we are currently facing today.